What's up everybody, it's Nasty Nate bringing the message for the week, and today I'm talking to you guys about values. Values is where your life starts and ends. Everything that you do in your life is driven by what you value. Your three biggest personal investments, like I've talked in a previous video, are your time, your energy, and your money. Where you're placing these three things, this is what you value. So what I really want you guys to think about is, what are you valuing? Are these things really important to you? Do these things really matter? Are these things that can be taken away? So I want to speak on an experience that I had, because I think that experience is the best teacher in self-development. And in 2015, I was in Fresno, California on my first big stunt ride. And we had only been in town for about 15 minutes and we were pursued by police. And I took off alone by myself. And I ended up running a red light and T-boning a car. I was in the hospital, then I went to jail for a couple days, and through this time in my life, the only thing that I could think about was that my bike was gone. I was missing everything. The things that I valued were in the flesh, in the physical. I valued my body because it was getting me what I wanted at that time in my life, and when I was pursuing instant gratification with women and pursuing instant gratification in needing that validation from other people, I valued my motorcycle because it made me feel like I had a place in this world, because it was something that I was passionate about. Not only was I passionate about it, I was good at it too. So it made me feel like I fit in somewhere, which I think is another human need. And I realized in this time, I felt like my life was over. Like everything had been stripped from me. But the only thing that I was missing was my health, which is very important, but I was still walking and talking and breathing. I survived an accident where I hit a car going 60 miles an hour with very minor injuries. And if it wasn't for the shock and it wasn't for being arrested, there is a possibility that I could have, if I really wanted to, got up and walked away. And the only thing I could think about was what I was missing. What I was missing. I was missing my bike and I was missing my body. That was the only things that happened to me. Is I gained some weight and I got out of shape and I didn't have a motorcycle. But what I was missing in front of me was that I had a woman that was taking care of me, that was paying all my bills. I had support from my family through the court, through the jail process, through all these things. I had a corporate job that allowed me to take 6 months off without any repercussions, and I came right back into exactly where I was when I was healed. Like, what I was valuing was something that could be stripped from me. And I realize now that I have to place my values and things that I feel are important, where I'm placing my time, my energy, and my money on things that are really actually important and things that can't be taken from you. My family, my personal development, and my health. These are things that I can control, that I have to place my values in. And so many of us place our values in things that can be taken away from you, or things that really don't mean anything, that you need validation from. Like, so many of us place our values in things like cars and all these materials. Like, this is what's important to me. But then this is how you identify what's important to you. But then when that's stripped from you, who are you? You don't know who you are. And that's what happened to me. As soon as I lost my bike, and as soon as I got out of shape and lost my body, I had no idea who I was. Like, who is Nate? Nate doesn't have his bike and Nate doesn't have his body. How does he identify? He's not a good person. He doesn't have anything else to bring to the world other than what he had. And now he doesn't have it. So what does he bring to the world? I had no idea. So what I want to talk to you guys about today, and what I have to get across to you, is that placing your values in something that you can give value to somebody else and that you can bring value to this world, that's what's important. Servicing somebody else, helping somebody else, being involved with your family, being involved with your loved ones, being involved with your friends, being selfless. Those are the things that we need to value, because that's how we become better people, and that's how you're satisfied. If you are only feeding yourself, if you are only watering yourself, if you are only servicing yourself, you will be unsatisfied for the rest of your life. And there is a lot of people that are driven by money and material, and they say that they don't need anybody else and they don't need to give back and they don't need to give anything away, and that they can keep it all for themselves. But I really don't believe that that's true happiness. And what we're here to do is not for us to suck everything out of what we can get and just use it for ourselves. Your purpose in life is to find what you're supposed to do, and then is to give it away. Like, you can't get the sauce and mix the sauce and just keep it for yourself. Like, whatever it is that you possess and whatever lane that you're supposed to be in, if you perfect that, you can sell it. And that's how you make a living. And the sale and the money and all that in your life is in what you do. And so I think that once we start placing our values on other things, like giving back to somebody else or being great at what we're supposed to be, instead of being this flesh that we think people want to see, and people want to see, you know, good bodies and money and cars and clothes and all this stuff that really doesn't mean anything. As soon as you switch that over into the motive that you're going to help people and that I want to be who I'm supposed to be so I can give this away, all the rest of that comes. Like, if you place all that before, though, you're putting a roadblock straight in front of you, and you're having to take a detour that's going a way that everyone else is going. So go back and go to the road that's less traveled, because that's the one that you're supposed to be on, because nobody else is supposed to go on that road with you. That's the personal development. That's the person that you're supposed to be. You have to go on that road alone. So again, today, guys, I really want you to sit back and look at, what am I valuing right now? Can these things be stripped from me? Can an outside source take these from me? That is also going to strip your happiness. So with all that being said, I want you guys to remember, that wasn't shit.